Welcome guys to another crochet video. Today I'm going to be making a scarf to match the hat that I made last time. If you guys did not see the video on how I made the hat, it'll be somewhere on the screen. I don't know where. I'm using the exact same yarn that I did last time. It's a loops and thread, and the color is called Honey. And I'm using the same hook I did last time. It's a Susan Bates, and it's the M13 9mm. So I have a ball of my yarn, and I'm actually going to, I use a tea pitcher. I plop it in, and then I set the tea pitcher on the ground. And I'm going to walk you guys through the first couple of steps, and then I'm going to speed it up and probably have some pretty music playing for you guys. So how I do my first hook is I take the two pieces and I turn. Oh wait, I turned it the wrong way. I take my two pieces. Wait, there it is. And I turn this way. No, what am I doing wrong? Oh my God. And show you guys, but I'm just going to attach onto my hook, and I'm gonna do probably 3, 4, and now all I'm doing is I'm grabbing my yarn and I'm pulling it through the loop. That's 5, 6, 7, and it's going to be a little bit thicker than this once you actually start working with it. 8, I think that's a good thickness for a scarf. And then I'm going to do 2 more, 9, 10, and then I'm going to do a double stitch. So you wrap around, and then I'm going to go through the top of the 7th or 8th one, whichever one it was that I just said I was going to stop on, and those 2 extra ones that I did are going to act as this end piece. So when I come back, I'll use this as my last stitch on my next row. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do double stitches in the top pieces of all the loops from the last row all the way back to the front, and then I'll show you how I turn, and then we'll just keep going, and then eventually when I get it as long as I want, I'll show you guys how I connect the 2 pieces, because I plan on making an infinity scarf out of this. So we're going to work our way to the end. Try and make sure my hands stay right in the camera. I'm using one of these neck camera things, which is how I'm able to get this angle, so you're basically seeing it at the exact same angle that I'm seeing it. So now we're going through our last loop, finish our stitch, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 2 what's that called, a single stitch, or a I don't know the lingo, guys. I self-taught how to do this, and so I just kind of do it. So I did 2, and now I'm going to go, and as you can see, there is like a little loopy hole, and that's where I'm going to make my first stitch. And then we're going to work back the other way, and when we get to the end, we'll do 2 single stitches and then work our way back. But I want to show you how I connect on the very end here, because it's a little bit different on your first, I mean technically second row, but your first row attaching to another row. And you guys can clearly see the spot. Hold on, let me make sure I'm showing you. The spot right here, there's like a little, and that your hook should slide. Oh, I did the wrong stitch. Your hook should slide right in, and then you can grab your yarn behind and pull through. So it should be really simple. And then this is probably going to be pretty long lengthwise, because I want it to be an infinity scarf. Okay, here we are at the end, and so this is our 2 that we did from the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and kind of like this with my finger, and I'm going to use it exactly the same as I would with the stitches from the other side, and it makes a nice smooth edge. So now we're going to do our 2, and I'm just going to speed this part up, and we're just going to go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and make a really long piece, and then we're going to connect the 2 pieces together to make our infinity scarf. So here we go. Alright guys, we have come to the end of my ball of yarn, and we have not quite reached the length that I want yet. So I was going to show you how I attach another thing of yarn so that I can continue on. And it's a couple of different ways you can do it. You can kind of just do it like connect this piece on and then just stitch it in like this. But I prefer to do little knots. So what I'll do is I'll take the 2 end pieces and I will knot them together a few times. Make sure that it's connected. I'll tie it in a knot, and then I'll take this piece and do a knot on this side. This piece, do a knot on the other side. Tighten it up, and then I will use my scissors to snip the little end pieces, and you won't really even be able to notice it. So there's that, and we are going to go right back in where we left off. And I'll show you guys where the knot is, and then we'll go back to speeding our video up. Drop this down in our bucket. Okay, here comes our knot. And after we do this right here, you cannot even see it. It's like it just blended right in. So we're gonna speed back up and go back to our pretty music. Alright, we're back, and I have reached a length that I like, and I'm going to show you guys how I attach my 2 end pieces to make my infinity scarf. So this is my end piece from the beginning. I'm going to pull, oh, sorry, I wasn't even in the camera. I'm going to pull it out of the way, and this is our string that we are working with. So what I'm going to do is put the pieces up next to each other, the piece I started with and the piece I'm at now, and I'm going to go through both pieces and pull the yarn through. So essentially we're closing up, we're stitching together to the 2 end pieces. So I'm just trying to go through the tops on both pieces, just like I've been for doing all of my stitches. And I'm going to close it up, and then I will probably run my string back through to the other side and then use the piece of string from when I started and tie those together. Some of it is not as easy as other parts, but this makes it pretty seamless. You can't always even tell. Alright, and the last piece, stick that together. Alright, now it's officially connected. I'm going to snip a piece of this, and then I'm going to pull it through this piece, and I'm going to use my hook to pull it back and forth along the seam to get back to the other side. Almost there. Back to this side. Alright, now we're going to tie these 2 pieces together a few times. I'm not going to pull it too hard because I don't want it to stretch this together. Three knots should be good. I'm going to cut this. And then I flip it so that the seam is on the inside. Here's what it looks like from the outside. And that's it. I will take some pictures, probably with me wearing this and me wearing my hat, and put them on the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Give this video a like, and subscribe to my channel. Make sure you hit the little bell, the little ring-a-ding bell, and it'll tell you next time when I come out with a video. Bye guys.